All right, I'm gonna get right into this video. There was two things I wanted to talk about. One was a little idea. One was a big idea. The little idea was, so don't forget. The little idea was about earning things and how you come about earning them. And the big idea was just content in general. When we're talking about, let's say, somebody who's doing something or doing different things or whatever the case is, just somebody living life, even, work life, personal life, relaxing, leisure, and whatnot. So first of all, what I do want to tell you is that it is impossible to dissect and break down one life even. And not even getting into multiple lives, not considering the fact that, there's 10 billion people on this planet and there's billions of people who have died, obviously. So, what I'm trying to say here is that there's so much that goes into everything that dissect. If you actually spent the time dissecting, it would actually slow you down because you wouldn't be able to really uncover much. You know what I mean? And you can't really get anything out of it. Similar to what I said before, it could be something simple as trying to think about it. Let's just a general business career. You're traveling, you're doing meetings, you're doing things and whatnot. And it's like, unless you're an accountant who's just plugging in numbers. But I mean, if you're doing a lot of different things, let's say you're doing like 3 different aspects of business at one time, that's when there's so much that goes into it. The way you present yourself, how you speak to people, the way you work, your kind of attitude, and all this stuff, and pretty much the truth is that there's no point of dissecting and, this is how happens and this is how that happens. That's typically not how it works. At the very best, they call it apprenticeship or taking on an apprentice. You have somebody who's experienced, who's maybe mastered or very good at their craft, and they get somebody who they think would be a very good potential student. And then they would basically, that person's spending a lot of time. They're spending a lot of time together, just like those kung fu movies with the master and then and the new guy. He takes a lot. You got to show something special to get selected, right? So you show something that's special or something different that people are not doing, something unique, and the master will take interest in you. He takes interest in you, and you're interested. And he puts you on an apprenticeship. You're studying under the guy like 24/7 all the time. And it takes you sometimes 5 or 10 years to complete your apprenticeship. The typical trades apprenticeship here in this country, I believe, is 4 years. Even for like a plumber, like you got to apprentice for 4 years, which is a long time. So, and then the same goes with even chefs and all that, and junior chefs and sous chefs and everything, and cooks. It's all the same thing. You know what I mean? So imagine spending 24/7 with somebody all that time. It takes you 10 years to reach that point. What makes you think that just by looking at somebody, you go, "Whoa, you did this and that. Oh, I can do the same." Not that I'm discouraging anybody or anything like that. I mean, go ahead and try what you have to try. I guess I don't have anything more to say on that, so I'll talk about the whole earning thing. And I kind of crossed over on that as I was speaking. But, a lot of things in this life are earned. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you right now, one of the best things in this life is to be somebody genuine, who is genuine and living their life genuinely. Why is that better when it comes to earning and whatnot? Is because if you learn to earn things the corrupt way, or you learn to get gifts all the time, that's how you're going to be geared. You know what I mean? Let's say you're really good at intimidating through your family and friends' contacts. You're intimidating people into moving your way up. The truth is that you're not moving up. You might think you're moving up. You're not moving up at all. You're just a piece in that web that you have of that network. Right? Let's say you earn it by sucking up and kissing ass. You're going to be sucking up and kissing ass for the rest of your life. So if I'm earning things genuinely and earning them, I'm going to be doing that for the rest of my life. You always got to do something and show something just to get selected, just to start. And many people quit after starting. So you can't quit. So you got to keep on and keep on and keep on. So, hats off to anybody who genuinely earns things. That's not a rare thing. There are people out there who genuinely earn everything they do. No, it doesn't mean that you have to be a car mechanic. I learned car mechanics from the start, and from the get-go, and I got really good at it. And I do parts and I do tuned up cars and all that stuff. I mean, that is a good example, but you don't necessarily have to do that to be genuine to earn something. You can be something. You can be a doctor and have earned every little thing. Earned it in medical school, earned it, at work. Earn your respect. You can earn your way by doing a business. You're doing genuine business out there. You don't need to cheat and do fraud because your genuine business skills are so strong that you're making money genuinely. You know what products to get. You know how to flip them. You know how to sell them. So I'll tell you another thing. So, and this is a big thing. Well, anyways, I don't need to get into that. But again, the guy's running a genuine business. Maybe he's importing products. Maybe he's importing them and then editing them. Maybe he's starting from scratch, but whatever the case is, he's got an honest business. Maybe he's just creating an awesome product. He doesn't need to cheat or do fraud because he's already earning enough money for himself just by working genuinely. And if he keeps up with that 10 years from down the road, he's still going to be working genuinely and he's still going to work his way up, but he's going to do it while being himself, while being genuine. So that's a big deal. Is there anything else that I want to say? Thinking about content. I mean, you got my idea already. And I'm not talking about one little thing. Like let's say driving a car. Like I'm talking about like something that's multifaceted, right? So a business is a very good example because even the people that you're friends with a lot of times are in that business or have something to do with that business. So your life is pretty much revolving around that. And it takes too much time and effort to be like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to perfect that and I'm going to perfect that versus I'm going to follow a general direction of who I am and how I'm doing things. And pretty much things just come about. If you're doing 7 things at one time, let's say you're on the phone, smoking a cigarette. No, not smoking a cigarette. Let's say you're on the phone. You got your music right here that you're doing, right? On this side, let's say you were, no, that's not a good, let's say you were just a bus driver or a train driver. And on this side, you got something that you're playing with. You got your coffee right there and you need that coffee. You're sipping on it as you're going on. You got this here, that there, that there. You got a rear view to watch. You got all this stuff. Yeah, what are you going to break everything down? No, man. It's just coming about. You let it come about itself. It's just coming as you're doing what you're doing. Things are just coming about themselves. It literally is retarded, and I mean that in the best way. It literally is retarded to break every little thing down and do everything and copy somebody to the exact. That's basically retarded. You have to be retarded to do that. Things come about in this world so fast, and things every day, every second move so fast that you can't really, I want to be like this, I want to be like that tomorrow and that tomorrow. Try to be consistent, and it's not hard to be consistent. People say, don't selling your soul is very tempting. Losing yourself is very tempting. Not at all. Not at all. Being consistent, being yourself, not selling your soul, doing things a certain way. All these things, they're not difficult to do. To not be a fuckboy or a fucker. I've said this. You can have no talent and be the biggest loser in the world and not turn fuckboy. I don't mean that from sexually. I'm just saying, you don't turn into a fuckboy. You could have 0 skills, 0 everything, but you just don't want to be a fuckboy ever, and you'll never turn into a fuckboy. And you can have all the skills, all the talent, all the money, all the contacts in the world, and still turn into a fuckboy or a fuckgirl. All right, that's where I'm gonna end this. I shouldn't end it right there. Well, how do I end it? Well, that's all I gotta say about content and about earning things and whatnot. And like I said, you gotta have a certain certain thing about you in a certain way, and then just be consistent in it, and more or less you'll advance as yourself, right? I guess that's pretty. I wouldn't say it's self-explanatory at all. I would say it's very important information, and it's very important to hear. Sometimes I'm not a motivator, by the way, and I don't want to play that role. I don't want to be here to make people feel motivated. Like, oh, I feel energized, I feel inspiration, motivation. That is not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to break stuff down to kind of understand different things from a bit of a unique and a different perspective. But as of now, I'm done. I've caught up quite a good length on this video for content, and I will post it up and watch it and see what you can get from it.